Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Black Girls Living. You're joined with me, Vic.
And Jasmine.
And yeah, we're in the studio with a special guest. Do you want to introduce yourself, love?
Wait, do I look at the camera?
Oh yeah, there's a camera there, but you don't have to look at it, it's
Okay,
fine.
cool. Hi everyone. My name's Nikki Fagbemi. I don't know what to say.
Can you imagine? What do you do? What do you do? Who are you?
I'm a writer and I'm an actor. Yeah.
And your show.
Oh yes.
Talk about the show.
My show, my first script, Why Me, just came out this week on Sky. It's now on Now TV as well, so you can catch it up on for I think it's like 28 days left now. So yeah, exciting.
It's amazing. And I know you lot have Now TV subscriptions because you're saying you're watching Bel Air, so use it because I know some people just got Now TV to watch Bel Air, so you can also watch.
And if you're
literally,
there's a free trial at the moment as well.
Oh, free
so it's like
trial.
for a month,
Wonderful.
So perfect.
Now TV is actually quite good,
Yeah,
but
it's good.
I have to stop myself because when you add it all up, you could be spending like £50 on subscriptions, and sometimes you'd be watching. This is TV alone. Last all just TV, and it's like you got £5 Netflix, £5 Disney. But it's crazy when you think about it because like you just be watching one show.
I'm still waiting for Disney Plus login from somebody. So.
Do you know what's so funny?
Somebody.
Oh wait, is that Shade?
Because it sounds like shade to me.
She was like somebody.
Mine's not even mine. Mine's
No, Vic already explained. Hers not her. Hers
yeah,
isn't her.
and I feel guilty.
None of my passwords are mine. It's literally my friend to tell. Like she's got everything. I'm just like, yeah, add me on everything. Honestly, I don't even have like on my TV. All I have is apps. I don't have TV.
Do you know
I
the
just go
people
from
that I
app to app.
respect here are the people that don't have their own Spotify. I'm like, you're just
That's
wild.
mad.
That's the only
I'm
one I
like,
have.
that
I
is
think.
wild.
That's mad.
Yeah, there's some people that
No, do
share
you know what? I had
Spotify.
to share Spotify a few years ago, and then when I had to start again, I didn't know what songs to.
But what's
Because I've been
sharing
building it
Spotify?
for so long on the shared
Yeah.
one, it was so annoying.
Is it like a family one or
I think there's like
Yeah.
family plan? Okay, I thought it was like
you do it on a
actual
family
app, like you're sharing your actual subscription. So if because with Spotify, if you press play,
Yeah, it will
it'll stop
playing,
on the other
innit?
side.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a ghetto. Imagine you're just no. But imagine you're just walking, you're just vibing, and it just
and just stops,
Just
and
stop.
you press play, and then
No, because there was a time back in the day that was my Netflix. It was you'd be in the middle of the show and it's about to like get to the juicy part, and they'll be like, too many people on this account.
Oh my
You're just
God.
like,
Too many people.
and you'd be calling like, who's on my account? Can somebody get
That's
on?
too ghetto,
I'm trying to
honestly.
watch.
Too ghetto. Why don't you get your Disney with your Sky? Because the person I'm using, that's what they do.
Is it? Can I? To be fair, they do it with Netflix. So my Netflix is £5 a month because
Yeah.
I've got Sky. So maybe I'll do it that way.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I think it's
I'll
Disney. I
just have
think
to
so.
film
Or
the
with your
payment.
phone as well.
Oh,
It depends. Like with your phone, when you get a new phone, they'll be like, "Oh, you can get." So I got Apple TV. I didn't use it; it's expired now. Yeah. EE.
What is
Too-
what,
too
is,
not from
what,
anything.
what shows are on Apple TV?
I don't know, but they got good shows. But I don't. You know when it's like I'm gonna end up doing too much.
Yeah.
Because then what? Because my
be
thing
something.
is, once I step my foot into Apple, that means I'm gonna have to keep it for life.
Yeah.
Because that's why I'm not getting involved with Star TV.
You have to keep it for
Nah, because
That's a commitment.
Do you know what I mean? Because with me, I'll end up finding something like I don't know, a TV show that's got like endless amount of
Yeah.
episodes, and then you feel you don't want to like stop. That's how they get you, and then that's why. Do you think that's why these like subscription shows they buy shows that have like long ass episodes
Yeah.
and series because it's like you ain't going. Star TV because I think they had what was it that I was gonna start watching. Power, what
Yeah,
what
that's
not.
why they're doing Power Books continuously.
No, I can't do it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's like, can they just not put everything on one app?
No,
It's just a
that's
lot.
how they're getting us.
Yeah, it's true. That is how they're smart though.
But I think Star TV, if you have Prime, can you access it through Prime?
But I think it's like a plug-in.
Oh yeah,
So it's like you have to pay like extra again.
Exactly,
Even with
yeah.
Hulu. Because my brother did it. I think I said on the podcast. One time my brother just decided, because it's my own fault. I logged on Prime downstairs and my brother just decided to add Hulu.
Which one is that?
It's,
I feel like Hulu is just for like reality shows.
Yeah. So he added it, and all I see is I think I even messaged you.
Yeah,
I was
you
like, "Oh,
did.
did you add Hulu?" So I got a notification email from Amazon saying, "Oh, £4 something has come out of your account. Thanks for subscribing to Hulu." I went downstairs. I asked my brother, "What have you done?" He's like, "Oh, I didn't know. I just thought it was normal. Like, I just thought it was like, where you just click and the show. I thought it was just automatic. I was like, you sick."
Imagine, that's funny.
But how are you? How is everything now the show's come out?
Do you know what it's been crazy? Do you know it's so funny? Like we shot it in April last year, And it's
No
like,
way.
Yeah, so there's been so much. I forgot about the show, honestly, and it was like he kept on getting pushed back. It was meant to come out summer last year.
No way. Is this because of COVID or?
No, it was just production stuff and and then because he was meant to have the screening like October times, and then because since then I've been doing so much and I completely forgot about it. And then we got the TX date from Sky, and it was like next month. I was just like, wait, what? Do you know what I mean? Literally, like. Because I remember I even worked with someone a couple of weeks ago and they were like, they made something for a production company and it hasn't come out in 3 years.
Wow.
So the way I've come into this is like, okay, cool, just work, forget about it. When it comes out, it comes out. So it's like now that it's come out, I've genuinely forgotten.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it's just like, that was so long ago. But yeah, no, it's been amazing. It's been busy. It's just opening amazing doors. And it's like this experience, I really found my voice as a writer.
Yeah.
So it's just been like really nice to like, because I remember like 2019, I was thinking, oh my gosh, like I would want to go back into the industry because I quit for a long, long time and I was just like doing my finance and stuff. And I remember just thinking like, oh my gosh, I wish I could go back to acting and all of that kind of stuff. But I just really felt like I was like past it. It was like I was done, just face your books and you're grown now, whatever. So now, like 3 years forward, and like I'm a full-time writer now. We're just like, I can't believe it. Sometimes I wake up, I said, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like I literally will wake up and when I just sit there, I say, Jesus, like wow.
So
like
cool.
even a couple of weeks ago, I was in a writer's room for a Sky show and I was just sitting there having such an amazing time and I was thinking, I would do this for free, honestly. Like the fact that
God forbid, please.
No, do you know what I mean? But it's like
Because some people will hear it and say, oh, free later.
No. I don't mean that. Clear my allegedly. But it's like, when you're sitting there, you're thinking like, oh my gosh, like I would genuinely just like do this for free because it's so much fun, but this is my job. And I'm just like, the last 3 years for me has just been inspirational to me because it's like I had to start. I started again like 2019, like from scratch. Do you know
What does it feel like to start again? Like, did you have to push yourself, or like how did it all come about? Like starting again.
Do you know what I feel like? There were so many things happening, and God really.
And why did you quit in the first place?
Yeah, literally, I'm gonna get there. Like, it's like God. Because I didn't want to quit. It was like, I feel like God was trying to shed me of like everything that I didn't
Sorry, what
need.
was you doing, by the way?
So I was working at a finance company. I was a finance analyst. And it was really, really hectic. And it was even like, it was actually my first full-time job. So before my finance job, I'd always, because of my health, I'd always like just been able to work part-time. And then if I can, I'll do more hours and stuff. And then when I like really, really quit acting and then this job came about and they only had like full-time vacancies. So I just thought, you know what? Let me do it. This job literally just like took so much out of me, like to the point where I was just always sick. And I remember I had a really bad crisis in 2019. I was in hospital for about a month, got discharged for a week, ended up back in hospital for like another 3 weeks. Then after that 3 weeks, imagine after the 3 weeks, doctors gave me 3 weeks bed rest at home. So imagine all of that, that's me not being at work. And then after all of that, then when I got back to work, I was on reduced hours. I was only allowed to do 4 hours a day. Not even 4 hours, like 3 hours a day for a month. My work was like, I beg your pardon? Like, do you know what I mean? That's what
I was thinking as well. Like, how are your work?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So obviously they started to, because of my
Yeah.
health, they couldn't sack me.
Yeah.
So they started slowly managing me out.
Oh, I hate when they push you
And
out.
I felt it so much.
It's
Like,
awful.
and because I was a financial analyst, so before I got sick, I got promoted. So I was on a project. And when I got promoted, I left my old teams. So when I came back from being sick, I'd like been sick for like maybe 3 months at this time. And I came back and they were just kind of like, oh, the project has moved on. We don't really know where to put you. We've replaced you in your old team. They were just like, and I remember my manager even sat me down. He was like, you're so bubbly. Have you thought about party planning?
Uh-huh.
I said, Jehovah. No, imagine.
Oh my God.
Like it was that. It was so patronizing. I remember just crying, and at that time as well, because I've taken so much time off work, like my body was so ill, but I didn't even like pay attention. I was still forcing myself to go in because I was so.
Because you felt guilty.
Yeah, I was so sick, and I knew they didn't understand. And it was so funny because I think there was a time my manager even like messaged me and said, "Oh, can we have like your bed number and stuff?" Yeah, I feel like he didn't believe I was
Bed
sick.
number.
Yeah.
Oh my days.
Yeah, they used to do weird things like that. Yeah, so they sent me flowers, and I think he just wanted to see if I was actually, because there was so many times that I would get sick, and because I was always so paranoid, like if I wasn't
Sorry,
in a
bring it back a
hospital
little bit closer.
Sorry. If I wasn't on a hospital bed,
Yeah.
I would be in that workplace. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, I will drag my leg. I will take morphine. I will sit there because it's like, if I wake up in the morning and I don't feel well and I just call in sick, I don't have a doctor's note for that day.
Yeah.
They just thinking, well, she was fine yesterday and all of that kind of stuff. So it put so much pressure on me to the point where I just got so sick. And there was days I literally could not even get up. Like, I'd wake up in the morning and I would just
Oh,
be
this is
crying.
sickle cell.
Yeah,
Sorry,
like
just because I know you said
Sorry.
crisis, just in case people are like,
Yeah.
oh, what you talking about? But
Yeah.
that's the thing with sickle cell, because it's basically invisible.
Yeah.
So, and I like the fact in your show, you know, people couldn't really tell that you were. When you say you're sick, people are like, okay, but it's what you said. Oh, you're fine yesterday.
Yeah.
Honestly,
even
there
though
was a
even
time-
though like I'm not relating or I'm not trying to say I need the same, but one time I had like I have really bad low iron. I have really bad anemia. One day I went out to my friend's party, right, and even going there was tiring. She lives in Peckham,
Jesus.
so it was really I was just tired, and then.
Sorry.
Honestly, and then the next day when I was getting ready for work, I was like, I can't do this. I could feel my legs feeling so restless. I felt so tired. I was like, I'm not going there today. So I just called in sick. I was like, I'm just everything is just tired. Even just picking up my arms, everything was tired. And I remember I came into work the next day and my colleague was like, oh, did you need a day to recover from your party? And
Oh my God, they do that. It's so passionate.
and this guy was black, and I was like, you're supposed to be my brother.
The way I would want to fly kick that person, I don't think I'll be able to hold myself
Honestly, no.
Honestly, Jasmine, I just looked at him and I was like, her. And do you know what's so mad? Other people were sniggling with him.
No, that's what
I
they
said,
do.
oh, okay.
what they
Oh,
do.
so you're all talking about it. Okay, cool.
That's what
Don't
they do.
worry.
Imagine what's so crazy. There was time I worked a lot of jobs. So disclaimer, you're hearing a lot of stuff. Like, I worked at TFL, and that job was like really bad for my health because I was always standing and stuff, and I would always get sick. And I remember there was a time I had a crisis, and I was in hospital. Obviously called in sick, and then they were talking about me in the staff room. They were like, she was fine yesterday. We saw her. She came in. I was thinking, do people not understand?
But it's like, what do they want? Do they want you to like begin your like? It's like you have to mentally be like, okay, now I need to show them that I'm sick
people
now
need to
today.
physically see it because there was a
They won't believe
time.
it.
God is funny, you know, because there was a time. So I got sick. I worked at Bond Street Station. Imagine one busy station like this. Yeah, I had a crisis at work. So they called the ambulance now. Yeah, this is funny. This is actually so funny. They sent the most dramatic paramedic you can ever imagine. Honestly, this guy, he came, he ripped up on my shirt.
Oh my God, this is Hollywood. What the hell?
Even me when I was in bed, I was thinking, "Raw, brother, like relax."
Wow.
He ripped up on my shirt. He was pumping morphine. Everybody was crying. Like they were
Oh my
so
God.
traumatized. Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, they were like, "Oh my God, is she alright?" And then literally when I went, I was getting messages. Oh my God, we had no idea. Like that's what. And I think it is so sad that you physically have to like see someone in pain or like.
But they had to see it because now you believe me. What the hell?
Even because I was in so much pain, a part of me was even thinking to the paramedic. I was thinking, good. You didn't thinking good one. Go there, where? Like, because all the time they're always, and because I'm a type of person, like I'll come in even if I'm sick, I'll be bubbly or like and they will always say, well, she was fine, she looks fine, and it's like, do I have to come in and be like?
That's what they want. That's what they want.
Even off the back of that, I went to it's not even just like, I feel like it's even people with disabilities as well. Like I went to a concert. I think it was I can't say her
Snow Allegra?
Yeah, I went to a concert and I've got accessible seats. I'm sitting in accessible seats on the side. I don't have to like walk in and stuff. I'm sitting there minding my business. This girl comes. She's in a wheelchair.
Sorry. What's that? Sorry, bear with me. Can you hear that? Okay, now I can hear it. And you got. Don't worry. Keep talking. It's fine.
No,
It's gone.
I heard it, but now it's gone.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Sorry, you got accessible seats.
Yeah, so I got accessible seats. I'm sitting there minding my business. I'm like, I even got there early. I was like, oh, these are nice seats. This girl comes on a wheelchair. She's like, please, can you move?
But you got your ticket, so.
But
what
in my
now?
head, I was gonna like, and it was quite busy. I was gonna get into it. I'm thinking, if anybody's walking past and they see me argue with someone on a wheelchair, they're gonna think, what bitch? Do you know what I mean? And it's
I
just
get
like-
you, yeah.
And it's like, the girl in the wheelchair, she just assumed that I shouldn't be there just because I'm not.
Yeah.
And it's always like that. I just moved.
Do you have a blue badge?
Yeah.
You should have showed your blue badge.
I know. But it's in the concert.
Yeah,
Imagine, if it's in my car, I'll be like, hold on, I'm coming for you. Imagine like, no, but it was just
God.
like, I get that all the time.
Yeah,
Sometimes as well,
yeah.
it's like,
But wait, hold on. Because you had is it allocated seats, right?
yeah, no, it's like, I would never go back to that. What was that? It was in Brixton. O2, that was just awful. Because I'm used to going to O2, and O2 is so well, they fought it out well, and it's like, but with they just put you in.
Oh yes, it's not allocated.
It was
First come, first serve.
It was just kind of like, but with O2, they're so on point. They will literally have a member of staff there.
Oh wow.
Because when I got, honestly, I think I've been suffering. Because I only find out about all this stuff that I'm eligible to, I'm entitled to read. I'm thinking, this life I've suffered.
But there's a lot of people who have sickle cell or who have invisible disabilities or have invisible illnesses, but they don't want to claim blue badge because they don't.
It's not even that. They make it so hard, honestly.
Really?
Honestly, they make it so hard. And it's like, even like for PIP and stuff, yeah.
So what was
PIP's, what's the full name? Like your disability allowance.
Ah, okay.
Because if you don't have a PIP, it's so hard to get a blue badge. Because there's like, if you have your disability benefits, then everything else is like kind of like automatic. So if you don't have that, you have to go and apply for everything. Like, and because you don't have that, they will make you like, bring blood, sweat and tears to prove that you have that illness.
Is that what you had to go through?
Honestly, like the amount of, thank God my doctors are amazing and stuff, we had to get everything. I said, listen, I cannot work for too long. Do you know, all of that kind of stuff. And I even remember the first time I even filled out the form, I was so stupid. I'm so bad with like geography and stuff. And then they were on the form, you had to write like, so I had to answer the questions like if I was sick. So it was like on a good day, like if you're sick, how long can you walk? Did I not write like 6 miles?
6? They're like, this girl's fine.
I thought 6 miles was like from here to like out there. I don't know. I was just like, I'm all right. They were like, do you need help? I was like, no, I'm all right.
Wait, 6 miles. Let me think about this.
That's a long.
That's long. Do you know I have to think about 8 miles to figure it out?
Yeah, no, 6 miles.
Hold on, why does 8 miles?
I shouldn't even be writing 1 mile. What 8 mile Eminem?
Because that's the thing, like, because I don't know.
I don't know exactly.
You even said geography. Is that geography? That's measurements.
Oh, you see what I mean? Like
potato, tomato. I know what you mean.
Like, I shouldn't even be writing 1 mile.
I think a mile is like a 20-minute walk.
Is it?
Really?
I think.
I didn't even know that, so I'm writing 6.
Because even in my driving instructor will be like, oh, in the next meet or something. I'm like, I don't know what
honestly,
that is.
Honestly.
I don't like that
so I'll miss it, and then he was like, I told you. And I'm like,
or sometimes it was like walk for 300 kilometers. I'm like, what is
I don't know what that means.
What is the meter? What is the kilo? Like, I don't even. Please, I beg.
Like, just tell me in 1 minute.
Exactly. Honestly.
Or when you see the Costa.
Or just say the second left.
That's perfect.
That's it.
Perfect.
But so they make those things like so hard. Like there's so many people that I know that have been applying for their PIP. The same way, even I remember when I was like 17, I applied for my PIP and they rejected me, and I just thought, well, that's it then. And I just went. And then because of that, I'd always worked. So when doctors were telling me, oh, we think you should take a year off to like focus on your health, I'm thinking, you're gonna pay my bill? Are you gonna pay? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? You look at a doctor like they will
pay this bill.
They will sit down. They'll come up to you. They'll be like, we've been noticing the amount of crisis you've been having, all of this kind of stuff. Like, we really think maybe if you remove work from the equation, like maybe you're sitting there thinking,
you don't know.
Got your mouth just talking, just talking like okra. Like, are you gonna pay my bill? And all these people are not it was just a lot. So going back to like 2019 so I got so sick, went back into work, and then I just didn't feel my space anymore. And then on top of that, I was literally, even the 3-4 hours I was doing, Jesus, every day I was struggling. Like I would literally go in to work, and sometimes like I would literally be at my desk crying. Like most of the time I would go to the toilet and cry. There's days my joints were so bad I couldn't even walk to the toilet to even cry. So I would sit there. It was so funny because I used to say your podcast receipts. What's the other one? Meet us after 7. That's what I used to listen to. I used to literally put my headphones in, and I'll just be crying, like firming it. And then someone would be like, "Oh, what's for lunch?" And I'll even be like, "Oh, I don't know. We have Chinese." Like, I would eat. It was
just managing. That's
honestly, deep. And then it got to so I'm thinking, what point? So I just felt so uncomfortable, and I remember just saying to God, like, I'm really unhappy here. Like not even like I'm really, really unhappy. The thought of like waking up to even come back and do this 4 hours tomorrow was just so painful, because at that time then I had to commute, and then the commute wasn't even worth it for all of that kind of stuff. And I literally just prayed to God, and I was just like, and at that time when I quit, so I actually left because they were waiting for me to leave. If they, and I'm so annoyed as well, because if I'd known that I could actually sue them, I would have sat there. Let me release me then. Obviously here saying at each other, I'll be like, but it's just like all of that would have been so much like pressure and stress on my
and
health
mentally, it's a lot.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm kind of like happy. So I remember sitting there, they were just kind of like just making me feel away. My manager's sitting and I was saying, have you thought about party planning? You're very...
That's so mad.
Imagine, I'm thinking...
Have you thought about it? What about you? Why me?
Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking in my head, party planning. Like, is that something that I would even need you to come and tell me if I wanted to go party? Because that was like the fun like I was always in charge of like planning like all the fun activities like in the group and stuff. But it was still, I felt very patronizing. Like it was, yeah. So I remember I just kind of like I had a conversation with him and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna like leave and focus on my health. And he was just like, a brilliant idea.
Wow,
Mad.
It was like, I think, it's the best. And then literally, I remember after that meeting, he sent me an email saying, just to confirm.
I bet he must have gone into, like,
everyone, like, do you know what's so funny? He even, like, after that, he emailed me. He was like, just to confirm, this was your idea. And I remember sitting there thinking,
These people, they think they're smart. Yeah, I know.
honestly, so even at that time, so I quit. I left around like, I think it was like March. Like I left March or April, and my birthday's in September. And I remember even in my head thinking, do you know what? Just not a year. Take a break till September, because that's one thing about me. I'm really good at getting jobs. Like I'm really, really good at getting jobs. I was thinking, take a breather, and then see by September, go back to work. Maybe a job that's not so like taxing on your health and stuff. And I remember I took the break and then everything in my life just went pew, 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 pew. I said, Jehovah, like, what do you mean? Like, literally, like, lost my home. Like, not lost my home, but me and my ex was together. And it was so funny because at the beginning of the year, like, the relationship felt so strong and relationship broke down. But it's like, when I look back at it, that relationship was meant to. Like, we're amazing friends now, but it was just like, there were so many things happening at that time. And it was like everything that I felt like I'd worked hard for. Do you know what I mean? To like, especially even as difficult as it's been with my health, I was just like, and I think that was another thing that was making it hard for me to pull away from that, because I learned that I overcompensate because of my health. So I've known since I was a child that they've always said, you shouldn't work, it's not helping. But every time me being able to work has always been like, yeah, like I'm independent, like, even though I've got this, like, do you know what I mean? And because most of the time as a child or teenager, most of the compliments people gave me was always directed to that. It was just like, I love how ambitious you are. You don't let your health stop you. Do you know what I mean? So I always felt like I had to do more. And that was like, it was so bad. So at that time, like even me not having a job, for the first time, like I felt like I had nothing.
Wow.
Literally, I remember being in therapy, and it was my therapist. I said, like, it's like I've linked myself purpose or like self recognition to like how well I do is like a proof of like, oh, even I'm sick, I'm still doing well. And because I really respected my job, I felt like I had a really good job. And it made me feel good, even though it was slowly killing me. I'd wake up and be like, no. And especially it was just weird, like I'd always wanted to work in corporate and just kind of have, so to me at that point, I just felt like I'd worked so hard and I have all this stuff that I'm really proud of and all of that kind of stuff. And in 2019, it was like, pew, 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 pew. I said, no, God. I said, I wanted to quit the job, not everything else. Like, do you know what I mean? You had to sit down. I was just like, and then it really just, and then, do you know, it's so weird because all of that time that I had off, I had so much time to think. Because before I felt like I was just on survival mode, and I felt like for the last 3 years before 2019 I was on pilot mode. Like I felt like I had to be on pilot mode to survive. Like I stopped acting. I even remember that, oh my gosh, it was so crazy. Like God was really showing me. When I say God is so powerful and God shows me stuff. At the beginning of, I got dropped by my agent probably the year before.
Oh, wow.
I got dropped like 3 times. I even got dropped on a hospital bed by one of my agents. Like when I said, it's crazy. So I got dropped by my last agent, and I remember just cry. I said, God, I know do it again. Like it was like acting was really. I remember that day I was coming home from work, and I got an email. It was so funny because the reason why I got dropped by my agent, I was just like, really. Every audition I've had, I've never missed it. Like, I would leave the hospital bed and be going. That's how I am. So there was this audition I had, and I got an email the day before, and I was at work in a meeting, and he said, what? He said 1 o'clock. No, he said 11. I read it as 1 p.m. So I texted my agent. I was like, got all the details. So the next day now, I'm at work. I've lied to my manager. I was like, I've got to go take a blood test because I tried to go to the audition. Went to audition. Then I clocked on my way to audition. No, you're 2 hours late because it was at 11. Called my agent. I was panicking, and he was like, okay, do you know what? Don't worry. I'm going to sort it out. That's the first thing, anything like that's ever happened. On my way home from work, I got an email.
One.
It was like, sorry, this is unacceptable for you not to attend an audition. I just went home and I was just like...
It happens though.
Do you know what I mean? And all of that kind of stuff. Then after that, so that was 2018, I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm really, really done. Like, I can't keep... So anyway, beginning of 2019, just when I was about to quit my job, and I remember just kind of feeling like, you haven't fulfilled your purpose. Like, you need. It was just, and I remember sat there. I said to God, like, I really miss my passion and my purpose. But I felt like, and because at that time as well, I was also keeping my health a secret from the industry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really felt like that's one of the reasons that actually caused me to leave, because I felt like I had no space in the industry. I felt like I wouldn't be able to like exist or work, and I hadn't seen anyone else kind of doing what I wanted to do with my health. And I remember actually when I was studying performing arts in college, one of my drama teachers said to me, he said, "You're a talented girl, but no one's ever gonna wait for you to get better." After that, I went to go to college to do psychology. Who sent me? I went to university to
Imagine teachers need to chill.
Honestly,
with
he
what
sat
they
me
say.
down. He sat me down and he was like, "You're a talented girl," but he was like, "No one's gonna wait for you to get better."
But nobody. That's not what they taught teachers to do. They don't teach teachers to.
Yeah, and then because I was already kind of like
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then I was 17 at that time, and then because I was really so kind of scared about going into the industry, I took it as like, okay, this man's giving me good advice. Like, I went to go do psychology at Hertfordshire. I was crying in my room every day.
Oh my days.
When I was sitting in the psychology room, they were doing. I said, "Why am I here?" I'm looking around, and I'm just like, no. It was, and it made my uni experience so awful. I felt so. There was just a lot happening. So I used to always like keep my health a secret. So I remember just like beginning of 2019, when I was just like. I just felt, you know, it's just, I don't know what I had to like describe it. There was just something like, my friend, you need to go back to where you need to be going back to. And I remember I said to God, I said, I don't know if I need a sign. I'm one of those people, I said, God, I need a sign, like something slapped me in my face, like something big. That same week here, when I say God was really showing me, like, my friend, pack your load and be going. I'm sitting on my desk at work. I get an email from a casting director. Remember, I've been dropped at this time for like maybe a year and a bit. Hadn't had any auditions. I didn't think anyone even remembered me. I got an audition. I got an email from casting director, and I was at work, and I typed in the casting director because I thought it was like fake or whatever. I get a lot of emails, so I must have put it in Google, and I saw that it was people that casted Captain America.
Wow.
I said, how did they know me? And the fact I was saying about work here, there was the week that I was wanting to quit. I was looking, I was thinking, you people don't know
what's going on.
You don't know.
About to blow.
Imagine, I was thinking, I would leave all of you people here. Imagine. So I remember getting that. So I got the audition, and then they were like, we're requesting to see Nikki tomorrow, and I was seeing all the details. It was from like a big Netflix show. And my whole, like, for the last 3 years, I was thinking, I'd love to be on Netflix. You know, thinking, and in my head, I kept on thinking, like, what a way to come back into the industry with a Netflix credit. Had my first recall. No, I did like 3 self-tapes. I just kept on getting through. I was like, what's going on? Had 2 auditions, went back for my final audition. I just flopped it. Like, I walked in the audition room. Usually when you go into audition, there's a casting director, maybe the director. I walked in, everybody from Netflix was there. They was like, this is this, head of that. Wow. I wasn't prepared and I flopped. I remember on my way home, I was crying like somebody died. Like, I was on the train on the picking line. I was like, Jesus. I said, I was so, because in my head I was like, this is my big. And I remember that weekend I went home, and I just sat in the dark. I'm one of those people, like, I sit in the dark. Me, my ex, he was coming to the, he was like, "You're right." I was like, no. I was literally just going through it. And I remember just thinking, like, I think, God, like, why would you do that to me? I was sitting here minding my own business. Fast forward, to the next January, after I'd quit my job, everything was like literally living as like a hustler. Like, I'm minding my business. Did the show not come out? So I could say, it was The Stranger.
The Stranger.
So it came out.
Who's the lead? Or who's in it?
She's a mixed race girl, I think.
I think I watched that. Is it the one where
like this? She was being blackmailed. There was just like a lot of like. So she was like the face. Like,
it's like a married couple, right?
I can't remember. Cause I couldn't watch it. I could not even. Like, it was.
I would not be watching that show. I'm not gonna lie.
I watched it. And I don't even like watching these kind of stuff.
Do you know what I mean? And that's why I wanted the script, because it was so different.
Show.
Do you know what I mean? It was so different from whatever. So I remember the next year, January came here.
But don't worry, Better is waiting for you.
No, but it was so funny. So I'm minding my business, and I just see me thinking.
So who was you meant to be?
I was meant to be the strangers, the girl that is like does all the dirty work for the stranger.
Yeah. She was doing lots of work, man. That one was not resting, man. Oh my God.
And I remember even at that time, like they even was like, I literally forgot this role, you know. They were asking me dates, like you're available from, I think it was like March to August. I said, yeah, fuck this people out here, man. I'll do my work. Screw them, like what the hell am I here? All of that kind of stuff. Fast forward the next year, when I'd quit, I'm literally lying on my bed and I open my laptop, first show.
See it.
I said, Jesus, why?
And Netflix like to send you notifications. You might like this.
And it was like popular, top trending in UK. I said, wow. But do you know how God is funny? Because I remember I was just upset just because I wanted to be on Netflix. Fast forward October, I'm minding my business. Did my mentor just not message me? They've put Banana on Netflix. I said,
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
I feel like that was from God heard my cry.
This is a show Nikki did time
Yeah, this
ago,
was a show I
and
did.
it's
Honestly, when I say like Banana, it's a gift that keeps on giving. I'm one of those people like, in my head, I feel like I did Banana years ago. Banana is still opening doors for me.
So is that like one of the first shows you were on?
That was my first.
Was it on
TV
Channel
audition?
4?
Yeah, that was actually my first ever TV audition, because before Banana, I was just getting like short films and student projects and stuff like that. So I remember my agent called me, he's like, "Oh, you've got audition for TV." I didn't even want to get the role. I was just excited to have my first audition. I was like, "Oh my God, what's it gonna be like?" And then I got a recall. I was like, "What?" There was even another role in Banana of someone that was like saying like 3 lines. I remember you guys said, God, please, can they even give me that one? Like I was just like, I didn't even think, because I was playing the main character in my episode, I didn't even think I would, because I heard they were like really auditioning big names as well for it. So I was just so excited, and that happened. And honestly, since then, it's just been a gift that keeps, and it was so funny. So by the time Netflix came out by the time Banana came out on Netflix, I already got my writing commission for the short, and I literally got it like a month before. So it was just like, God was like, you're back, like do you know what I mean? You're in the, and I feel like I really, really needed that.
And you've been signed again, haven't you?
I went from 0
What's
to 2
the
agents.
new agency?
I'm with Independent Talent.
Congratulations.
Now. Thank you. I can't believe I got signed. So I got signed as a writer like last month, and then I got signed as an actor like this week.
That's crazy.
So go from 0 agent to 2 agents is just like mad. And honestly, I feel like, because I've had agents before, everything now just feels different. My 2 agents, honestly, I feel like they're exactly what I prayed for. I was so intentional. I spent the whole of last year just having meetings with people, and sometimes it just felt corporate. And especially with my health, I didn't want to feel like that again, especially I've done that whole corporate thing and all of that kind of stuff. And when I've had agents in the past, it always felt corporate, and I didn't feel like they genuinely believed in me. And then now, like, I feel like this, it's so weird. I feel like you can sense when your agent is for you. You can just sense it. Because some agents, you see as paperwork.
Yeah. So what's it like having your own show, like on a whole Sky?
Do you know what? It's crazy. I remember I've watched it so many times. We watched it at the screening on the 31st, and I was like, oh wow, did I write this? Like on a bigger screen, it was different. But then on Sky on Thursday, I cried. It was so weird. I was just like, because everything's happened in such a short space of time. Because 2020 at the beginning was when I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna try this writing thing. Because basically I got the idea for like the bigger show that I'm writing, like 2015. And I remember at that time, I did not see me. I wanted people, like when I was acting, I did not even see me as a presenter. I didn't even see me as like it was just straight acting. Like so many people come to me, I'm like, no. I just want to act. I wasn't even trying to be, some people just want to do it. Nope. Just give me my script and let me be going. I did not see myself as a writer. And then when I started to get that kind of like writing bug, I just kept on thinking, every idea that I would get, I think, can someone write this and cast me in it? And it was so funny because I was actually going to approach a writer when I got the idea for the show I'm writing now. I was going to approach the writer in 2016 because she's an amazing writer. I was going to say, can I give you this idea? I think it would bang. But can you just promise me that you cast me in it? That's literally, that's how much I did not see myself being a writer. So then fast forward, and then it was weird just watching on Sky and then just seeing the Sky originals and then hearing like the Sky lady just like, up next is why me. I was just like, oh my gosh.
So how did it all come about, like, and how
pandemic.
Yeah.
So it was so crazy. Okay, let me start. So quit my job 2019, and then I'd moved. So I was living in Romford. So I was living in Romford. I moved out. I'd moved back to Hackney, and I was like, cool. What's the plan? So actually, when I quit my job, I was just thinking to myself, I thought, okay, you're grown now. You know, like your 9 to 5 is just not. It doesn't make sense with your health. What can you do? There's like, you can have a good job, but you can still have fun and have like a good work-life balance. And even then, at the beginning, I still wasn't even. Do you know? Acting is like traumatized me to the point where like I have PTSD.
Wow.
So in my head, it was always going to be like my last. I don't think like it was so weird. Like acting, it's not easy trying to like be the amount of rejection that even when writing started, and I was refusing to like accept any news because I was like, these people in the industry, they're just gonna like fumble or all of that kind of stuff. So I was just not on it. So I was trying to think of like fun stuff. So I remember I started with PR. I went and did a PR internship. I was like, it's not for me. I was like,
that is too hectic as well.
Yeah, I was like, it's not for me. They had me calling the Sun in the morning to be trying to tell them a story. I said, no. I felt like, because I've done so many jobs here. And one of my first jobs was call center. He took me, but I said, no. I did my month. I said, let me be going. I finished that. And like, what else did I do? I remember my best friend, she just got into coding, and I was really good at maths as a child. Like I was like an algebra, like, what's it called, NEEC or whatever. So I thought, you know, coding, I could do this. All right then. And my best friend did it. She was like, if I could do it, you could do it. I was like, yeah, cool. So I signed up to some course, but I'm so silly. I thought the course was like for new beginners, but it was like people that have been doing
advanced.
I'm finished.
Oh no.
So I went to the class and my best friend was there, yeah.
You know that this is a pattern.
Yeah, I'm the problem. I'm sitting there, I've got my laptop out, everyone's there coding, and they're just talking. And I was like, I was trying to look up my friend. I was like, help me! Like, hello!
God.
And she was just there typing away. Like, I was just like, no, this man is speaking Japanese. Like, I actually don't understand. And it was like a 6 weeks course. And I was that person, I will finish it. No, I didn't. I said, I'm not going again. I said, I said, no. So I remember then I started doing this mentorship program, 2020 Change. And at that time, it was meant to be like in person every week, just to kind of, so someone else did it and they just kind of like, they got so much from it and they got like introduced to like a lot of people in the industry that's kind of like in their field. So I was like, okay, cool, let me go. Went for it, applied for it, and I got it. Pandemic started. So then we had to do it on Zoom every single week. So I remember Duro, who's the owner of like the mentoring thing, he would make us do this things, video tapes every week. And I hated it at the beginning. And I remember he would just say, make a video tape of what you'd like to achieve in 5 years' time. Just like speak it out. And I remember that time I was thinking, and then writing just kept on like coming back. Writing just kept on coming back. And that time I hadn't written anything or whatever. So I just thought, you know, what else? So I was being in the mentor, and literally every week I would be like, hi, I'm Nikki Fagbemi. We would literally have to talk as if we're in 5 years' time. And I was like, hi, I'm Nikki Fagbemi. I'm a screenwriter. I've just done this, that. At that time, nothing's happened. So at the end of that, he had a session of like some lady coming to like talk about film and TV, and she worked in a agency, but they just represented like cast and crew, like directors and stuff. That's why it's so good to just talk to people. Yeah. Because I could have thought she doesn't deal with actors or writers. There's no use for me. She came, she did a session, and I just emailed her afterwards. I said, I'd love to just like have a chat. So even when I got connected with her, in my head, I still wasn't even thinking industry. I was still thinking, okay, cool, I've got finance experience, a lot of it. I could maybe bring that into acting. I went on Zoom with Nikki.
How? What were you planning to do?
Listen, I was...
Do the finance for the...
Listen, so I had a meeting with Nicola, and I was just like, yeah, I've got this experience, but I also used to act, but I want to come back in the industry, but maybe like as a day job or whatever, something that's still within my field. So she was like, oh my gosh, you could be a on-set accountant.
Okay, so you're smart, boy. Yeah.
She was even telling me about so much. She was like, oh, I've got a client I just worked with. She's in Dubai now, working. In my head, I was thinking, okay, I could do that. Then we started talking, but thank God she watched Banana. So she was like, can I ask you a question? Why are you not acting? She was like, I saw Banana. I thought you were really good.
Wow.
And it was so weird. I was just like, I just nearly broke down because I wasn't expecting that question. I was just like, I just don't. And I was like, I've been away for so long. I haven't acted in so long. If I try and come back, they're going to ask. She was like, what do you mean? She was like, it's none of their business. You've taken a break for like personal reasons. You don't need to tell anyone anything. And then literally I was just like, I also actually been thinking about writing. She was like, you want to write? Okay, cool. She was like, I have a weekly writer's room every Friday. And I think that was like a Thursday or something. And I think it was the same day. She was like, can you join us today at 4:00? I was like, pardon? And it was pandemic. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Went into the Zoom now, just all these other writers. And then literally like Nicola, she's amazing. Like she's one of these people, if she wants to do something, she'll be like, you want to do it, yeah? You better make sure you want to do it. Like she is so, like she will hold you accountable. So I remember I went into the Zoom and there was just all these writers there. She was like, hi everyone, it's Nikki. She wants to be a writer. So Nikki, tell us what ideas you got. I was like, pardon? I was like, what? So I remember just like going through different ideas. They were like, no. Said the idea that I originally had. They were like, okay, great, that's your script. So I remember Nikki was like, okay, go write 10 pages. That same week that she sent me the assignment to write 10 pages, Kobe Adam, he posted a tweet on Twitter and he was like, oh, it's pandemic, he's looking to connect with new writers. If anyone wants to like join in a Zoom that he's doing, like apply, just send an email to this email. I saw it, I said, maybe next year. I was thinking, I'm not writing yet. Like, I haven't written anything. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Why do we do that? Why do we
exactly
wait until like, oh, I'm more established or I've got more to show before I reach out to someone? Because I see this when I speak to a lot of my friends or like a lot of creatives, like, oh, why don't you reach out to this brand? I don't know. I need to make sure that I look the part, or I need to make sure that
I don't know.
Or like
stop doing that.
Or like even like when I speak to journalists, I'm like, oh, why don't you pitch to this company? And they're like, oh, well, I haven't written enough yet. And I'm like, but you don't know if you speak to that person, they might think of you.
It's true.
Once you build that relationship, they might think of you for a future thing. And they might even see
the
potential you right now.
That you don't even see. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it was that kind of sorry, where was I? Yeah, so Kobe saw and posted that tweet and I was just like, no. Do you know Abraham?
He directed Top Boy?
No, he did Shadow, yeah. So he saw the tweet, he sent it to me via text. He was like, yo, Nick, I remember you said you wanted to write, like, Kobe's amazing. So
that's the thing, other people will see it for you, you don't even see it yourself.
When Abe messaged me, I was like, thank you so much. I was like, I'm not doing that. And then literally I was thinking in my head, I was thinking, I had to be like established writer before I could come out and say, who else sent me the text later? One of my other friends sent me the text the second time in a day. I saw this text, you said you wanted to write, like, go for it. I was like, no, not yet. Then Nicola, she saw it in the evening, like 7 o'clock. She was like, email it and I want proof that you've done it.
Wow. Proof.
Nicola, I was like, oh my God. So I was like, oh, hi, Kobe. I'm just a new writer, blah, blah, blah. So I went on the Zoom now. I was even scared. I was even Googling questions. Yeah, what questions do writers ask? Because I was thinking, okay, cool, here's the Zoom. And he asked a question. I went in and we were just talking off the back of that. Then I just reached out to him, sent him a follow-up email, just say thank you. I got so many gems and stuff. That is so important as well. Like sending emails after you like connected with someone, it makes you stick out. So then from that email, we just started speaking. I was telling him about the idea that I had. And he was like, no, that sounds sick, Nick. Like, blah, blah, blah. I think he calls me like a couple of days later. He goes, I got a proposition for you. I was like, yeah, cool, hit me. He goes, oh, I was thinking about your script. I was really, really thinking about your script. I want to make a short of it. Wow. I said, pardon? I said, what do you mean? And that time I didn't even know like it was with Sky or anything like that. He was like, because I remember the only question I asked in the Zoom, I was like, if you want to make a short, like how much that, like how'd you go about it? Because I didn't know anything. Because I remember, I think before the Zoom, I typed in on Google, how much is it to make your own short? And it was like 30K. I said, right. So no.
But these companies, they have the money and they want these made because it's a business. They want to have good shows. They want to tell wicked stories.
Yeah. So Kobe then calls me now, and he was just like, "Oh, like I want to make it into a short. But obviously, like, can you think of something that can like work as a short? Because the idea couldn't work as a short at the time." And I was just like, "Oh, about money." He was like, "Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It's gonna be funded." I was like, "What?" So he was like, "Okay, cool. Just send me a draft, and then." Yeah, I came off the phone. I was like, I went on Google. I said, how to write a script. Honestly, I was so scared. Yeah, I was kind of thinking in my head. I was thinking, especially because I've had so much rejection. Yeah, acting wise, this was another thing. I was like, he's just chatting. I literally was thinking, oh, he's just talking. And then in my head, I was thinking, once I actually write the script and send it to him, he'll read it and he'll be like, do you know what? Yeah, maybe next year. Yeah. Like when you've got it. That's why I was literally. So I remember I sent him the script. I didn't have final draft. That's where you write. I was typing on Microsoft Word, and every time I had to do the characters, I was pressing space, like all the way to. That's how like I was so just new to it. I remember sending him the scripts. The format was terrible. It was so embarrassing. I was so scared. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Me, on a normal day, it takes me like 8 hours to actually fall asleep. I just fell asleep like that, and I just put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and then I woke up, took my phone off Do Not Disturb, and he was like, "Yo, Nick, like what? This is funny." Like, what do you mean? He's like, you're a writer. He was obviously like formatting. He was like, you need to get final draft, please. He was like, you need to work on this, that. But he was like, even though the formatting wasn't there, I can still see you have a beginning, middle, and end. And then that's what made me realize I thought I was starting from scratch. I wasn't starting from scratch. I was starting from experience, because as a writer, I had experience with scripts. I knew scripts. And that was the one thing. Every time I started sending my scripts out to people, they'll say, wow, like for a new writer, you've got a great pace between your characters and this, that. And then when I'm writing scripts, because I've been on set, in my head I'm like, okay, how's this going to work on set? How's this going to work visually? How they're going to shoot it? Location, all of this. It helps me so much with writing. I know pace, like I know characters, I know all of that kind of stuff. So I think you could see that in there with just like formatting. But yeah, that's how it happened. And I think a few weeks later, then I found out that it was like with Sky, and it's actually coming on Sky. I was like,
too mad.
I was like, there was so many things that were happening at that time in my life. I was thinking, should I go play lottery? I would do
You
that.
might as well, yeah.
No, honestly,
yeah,
because even like things like I've been trying to get my blue badge for like 17 years. More, then I got my blue badge that year. All of that kind of stuff. Like it was so weird. And even like me always wanting to be like independent, and like I had to like strip myself of so much, like in a sense of me wanting to be independent and not wanting to be the sick girl was costing me so much. Because of that, that's why I was working full time and trying to be independent. I didn't have any time for myself. And at this point, when I just kind of like, I said, cool, I'm gonna do this year and not worry about my health, not worry about any kind of distraction, and just focus and see what happens. And at that time, that was I got my PIP, so it was like I got the support that I was always eligible for. So it meant like I didn't have to worry about like bills and all. I just could so literally this last 2 years of my life, it literally just been me tunnel vision. Like honestly, just been like, this is it. This is what you want to do, and there's no excuse. There's no job stopping you in the way.
Amazing.
Even though my health has been healthing since or lack of healthing, do you know what I mean? But it's been the best thing I've ever done. Like this is the one time in my life that because I feel like my entire life I've ended up putting so much effort into plan B. Like my plan, because I was a smart kid, and I feel like I used to be so embarrassed to say I wanted to be an actor when I was young, because to me, it felt like saying you wanted to be a video girl. That's the way people look at you. And then like,
do you think you're embarrassed because like sometimes people might not see it for you?
Yeah.
Because I felt that way when I was younger, and I was a little bit embarrassed to say I wanted to be a TV. What did I want to be? A weather girl, I think it was.
Oh wow.
And some guy said to me, "You can't be a weather girl. You're not even confident." He said something like that.
Oh wow.
You made her figure, who the bloody fuck are you?
It's so crazy how people.
Yeah, but it gets in your head, and then you
Yeah.
start to think maybe. To be fair, I think I've always kind of had this Kanye complex. Where
But I think
I do think that what people say is bullshit. Like there's a part of my head that truly
I think
thinks
I'm
that,
there
but then
now.
there's another part where it's
I
like
think I'm there now.
the doubt
Every
plays
time
there.
I'm like, no, I'm like, they're just jealous. Everybody's jealous. Like literally, I'm like, no, they're all haters. Like even if it's so weird. Whereas before, I wasn't like that. Like I really. That's why I stopped acting when my drama teacher said no one's gonna wait for you. I waited.
Yeah.
And I look back, I think, what the hell was you doing in psychology? It was so. Do you know what I mean? And when I look back, I feel like I wasted so many time, so much time. But then also at the same time, I feel like
That was all part of your journey.
Yeah.
because now it's like I've really, if I didn't, I wouldn't have done 1,000,001 jobs that I've done. And I feel like me working all those 1,000,001 jobs, it helps me understand people. Like I've met so many people. So when I'm writing characters, I have
There's so many stories to tell.
so many, do you know what I mean? So many to pull from. Like I've met so many people. And also now I'm understanding that writing workplace drama is my bag.
A workplace.
Like writing workplace drama is like, because I've worked in so...
If you ever want to do one about racism at work, please holler at me.
Okay. No.
Can I come into the writers' room?
Yeah, no. There's literally, even me sitting there like there's
I
so
would
many...
love to do
honestly, like... Yeah, so it's like, I've really realised that, and there's so many, even like the show I'm like writing now, and I'm thinking, if I didn't work at that job, I'd cry every day. Do you know what I mean?
Where's
Like,
the material? Yeah.
honestly, every single, and it's so funny because even when I'm having meetings with like production companies, like they get so excited because I'll say something like, "Oh, the one time I worked here," they're like, "Oh my gosh, wow, like,
What story?
can you tell me more about that?"
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and in my head I'm thinking, and they're like, "Oh, would you?" And they even give me ideas. They're like, "Oh, we would love to develop that." And I'm just like, "Okay,
Wow, that's
incredible.
Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, yeah. So it's just like everything that I went through, all those jobs, it's all making sense now. And that one thing that I've learned as well as a writer is like, write something that only you can write. And there's been so many experiences that is so unique to me. And those experiences that I really used to see as like, I used to see it as kind of like the one thing in my life that was kind of like letting me down, or like the one thing that was like taken away from so many things that I wanted to do. And off the back of that, I've seen like, no, like this is all
and with your show, the short on Sky.
Yeah.
Is it basically mirror your life?
So it's inspired by my life. Like I always say, Naima isn't me. She's inspired by me. But yeah, it's so funny because I feel like since so many people call me Naima. I'm just like,
That's crazy. So if you guys haven't seen it, the lead character, she has sickle cell and she's working a job, but then also she has to. Actually, you explain it. This is your show. I might explain it.
Yeah. So Why Me follows Naima. Like basically my intention within Naima is like, so I didn't want to make it. That's why if you notice, we didn't mention sickle cell at all because I've met so many people that just have invincible illnesses that I've related to. Like there's some people that are really battling some stuff in this life and they just don't show it because you can't see it. And I thought with Naima, I really wanted people to relate to her regardless of what. My thing is, to be fair, when I actually was writing it, I was writing it on behalf of people that are around someone that has an invincible illness so they can see, because with Naima, from the minute she woke up, she wasn't feeling well. And nobody noticed till the betting shop scene, till the little boy came in and he was like, oh, your bed's all right. And it's like the people closest to you, there's been times where I'm literally 10 minutes away from having a crisis and I've been around people all day. They don't even know. They'll even say to me like, "Rah, like, you look pale today. Like, are you tired?" Or something like that. And then an hour later, they're calling me, I'm in hospital. So it's all of that kind of stuff. I wanted people to just watch it and feel like, okay, cool. I know someone that has an invincible illness. Maybe I need to show more grace, or maybe I just need to like just be more mindful and show.
The reason why I said doesn't mirror your life because there was two bits, like the manager kind of being like, oh, she's not even here anyways, like she's never here, and then because you're gonna ask him for time off, but then again it's like having to take care of your brother as well, and then your mum. It was like when your mum said, the character's mum said, I'm saying your mum, the character's mum was like, you know, you need to take it easy. You need to go to church. I think she said something about church. And I was thinking,
that job is a devil's playground.
Yeah, and I was thinking, but it was kind of like, yeah, you need to take it easy. But it's like, okay, I need to take it easy. But you're telling me to do 1,000,001 things. You're telling me to. It was basically the mum was basically being like, you need to pick up your brother, because I don't want people to think I'm a bad mum. Sometimes I feel like with African parents, right, or not even African parents, with parents in general, right. Actually, I'll say black parents because I don't really know white parents do this stuff. But sometimes they'll use their oldest child or their oldest child or second oldest, whatnot, to be looking after their children.
If you're oldest child, you're raising.
And then it's like you're saying, I don't want these people to think that I'm a bad mum. Realistically, if I go to child services, they will tell you that this is not my job. Child services will say, this is a child. You're asking me.
Basically saying, you're a bad mum.
Yeah, you're actually basically saying. Like, and the thing is, I think we with Grace, I think we always do the Grace thing where we're very much like, oh, but they came from, you know, and they had to work. And I get it. I really do. Like my friend, one time I was telling my friend about being the oldest child and how exhausting it was, and like how when I was 10, I was like cooking for my brothers. And I was like, I shouldn't have been doing that. And she was like, oh, but you got to see it from their perspective. Like, you know, it's not like they wanted you. She was basically like, I get what she was saying, but I was thinking,
you didn't get a chance to be a child.
Yeah.
And also, sometimes, I know this sounds awful. I don't care anyways. I'm sick of hearing from youngest kids telling me what it's like to be an old, like fully people who are my age and they're the youngest child or middle child, and they're like, oh, well, your parents, you know, it's not like they wanted that to happen. You don't relate. You can't relate. And I'm so sorry. Like, you need to even be thanking your older siblings.
It's true. It's actually true. I do feel sorry. I'm a middle child, so I'm not the oldest. I do feel sorry for the oldest, and they have a lot of responsibilities. But I feel like middle children we just forgotten about. We just in the corner somewhere, just floating away. It's just like, no, but with Naima as well. Like I wanted to show, and also with Naima, like she's overcompensating. She's trying to show up for everyone because she could say, "Mum, my friend, I'm not feeling well." Like, do you know what I mean? But she's like, if you know, she's the one offering.
Yeah.
She's the one like, I'll pick him up.
Saying I'll do it.
Do you know what I mean? I'll do this and she's like, my friend, just open your mouth and say, even when she tries to, like if she really put her, because my thing was like, if Naima woke up that morning and just said, my friend, I'm not feeling, I'm sitting at home, there'll be no short film. But it's like this girl, because there's so much like pressure around.
A lot of people do that.
And she just kind of, and that's happened to me so many times. There's been so many times where I woke up in the morning and I know I'm not feeling well, and I'll just be pushing myself. And then when it's 8 o'clock, I'm in that ambulance,
God.
Why you're
You shouldn't even be laughing.
No, it's so funny because even the other day, I remember I was so funny. I had dinner planned for the Saturday. I went to do my hair on the Friday. I went to get a silk press, I remember leaving the salon. I was just like, I was like, look at this. And I was in ambulance.
Oh
the hair was...
no.
Literally, my eyes were swollen. I was like, oh, God. Literally, I was like... And the funny thing is, when I woke up that morning, I knew I should rest. I was thinking, I've got dinner tomorrow.
Yeah.
If I rest today, then tomorrow... you think... And it happens to me so many times.
But why don't we rest when we know we should rest? Because I have days when I'm like, I should be resting.
Because we think life is life.
Yeah.
We need to go with the pace. Yeah. We just don't listen to our bodies sometimes.
And I think we put in like what other people like disappoint other people. Because there's
you feel like you're letting people down. Yeah.
Because even sometimes like when I was in workplace thinking, oh shit, like it's only me that's doing this on the team. Or it's only this I'm responsible. If I don't do this, if I don't come in, no one can do this. Even when I'm in a hospital bed, oh my gosh, I'll be saying, oh my gosh, like have they sorted this out? Oh my gosh.
Wow.
No, literally. So when I'm in a hospital bed, I actually can't switch off. And it was actually through therapy that my therapist made me realize like I see every time I'm in hospital, I see it as like a defeat. Okay. Rather, like because I see a hospital as like, what's that word? It's like, oh crap, when like I've completely given in, like I'm not in control. Because I'm a type of person, even though I'm in pain, I'll still go. You wouldn't even know. I could be sitting here in pain right now. There'll be time I'm even on morphine overdose. I'll just be like, hey everyone, I'm fine. Like I manage it myself. So when I'm in hospital, it's like completely out of my hands. It's like when, so my therapist literally made me realize because when I'm in hospital, because of my relationship towards like my crisis, like I completely shut down. Like sometimes people don't even hear from me. I don't eat when I'm in hospital, and I've always thought just me being sick. And my therapist was like, "No, your body shuts down because of how you perceive it." Yeah, so it's just it's crazy. But even when I'm in hospital, I won't even rest. I will be trying to even now as a writer. That's the one thing. And it was like, no, you can't do that. I was like, oh my gosh, it's great because as a writer, if I'm sick, I can still write on a hospital bed. And my mentor said,
you had to take time. It's your job. You have to switch off.
Literally, it was like no, and I was like, so I had to like learn that now because even me, like, so since last year, I started having like my blood exchanges, which is like a whole new development to my health. And it's like when I go get my blood exchanges, it's a whole day procedure. It's actually 2 days. You go in 2 days before for a blood test. They check everything's okay, and then on the actual day. And in my head, even though like they're using both hands, like they need one vein for the blood to go in and then one vein on the other hand for the blood to be coming out. In my head, I'm like, right, cool. That day, what am I going to be doing?
So you don't even want to rest then either?
I give myself what? Okay, cool, I could be getting this done. I will even be getting in trouble. They're like, no, your hands need to be still. And I'll be like trying to type. Like it's
mad.
It's crazy. Like I push myself and I've had to like learn to like, no, like rest. And like, especially for me, like if you're better, you can do more later.
Definitely.
One of my friends, she always calls me the Duracell battery bunny. Because she's like, so it's like, it's helped because my friends as well, like they've seen how bad my health got and how, oh my gosh, like, so because I'm a type of person, like, if you tell me, shouldn't you rest? I'm like, what's your own? Like, I would take it so personally. Because I'm like, I'm a grown woman. I can handle my health, all of that kind of stuff. Like, I'll go on a defense. But now, like, I've had to look, like, my friends will step in. They'll just be like one of my friends, she even knows my diary. She's like, you've got busy, like, a couple of days coming up. I think you should rest today. Oh, and I would literally be like, I'll be like, do you know what, you're right, I should. And I'll just do, when it's like my brain, if I'm doing nothing, it's like I'm a bum.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think that's why we don't switch off, because we think if I don't do anything, well, for me, this is how I feel like, oh, I'm lazy. That's how I feel anyways. I feel like, oh, I'm lazy. And
oh my gosh, let me even, off the back of that, let me tell you a story. So last year, before I started my exchange, this is actually scary. I think this was my wake up call. Like, you could die. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, it was like one of my wake. So I remember I had a hospital appointment the day before I was going to start my exchanges. So that same day, because I was going to be in hospital all day, my old house, I live not too far from a Lidl. It was so close that you can even walk. But I was like, oh, because I'm going to do shopping, I'm going to take my car anyways. And I remember I was in bed. It took me like 3 hours to get out of bed. And I was like, what's your problem? I was like, I'm like my worst like enemy. Like, I'm so harsh on myself. I was like, what have you done? Have you worked today? Do you have children? Have you fed the husband? Like, all of that kind of stuff. Like, what's your problem? Why are you so... I could not get up and go to Lidl. Like, I was beating myself up. So yes, the next day, going to hospital, do a blood test. It came back. I had 92% sickled blood in my system.
Oh my days! So you're beating yourself up.
I only had 8% like healthy blood.
Wow.
And the funny thing is, it was so scary for me because that same week, I remember someone posted about their sister passing, about from sickle cell. That I think it was like 2 days before, and she posted that her sister died with 94.
Wow.
94% sickled blood. And at that time, because I wasn't getting blood, I didn't know what my sickle cell blood count. I didn't even know.
Crazy.
So imagine me going through that and not knowing why I was so tired, and like I was just like, how can you go and buy your food in Lidl or whatever, and then going to the hospital and they were like, and literally my doctor said to me, she's like, how are you roaming the streets? She was like, you have nights. In my head, I literally went home.
So scary.
And I remember even after the exchange, I passed out, ended up in the resuscitation unit. Like, it was just so scary. And I remember just like going home after and it was just a lot. I felt so overwhelmed because number one, I did this treatment that was just so like, it was just intense for my body. And I'm still like, I was sitting there thinking, I was sitting here this whole time with 92, and I've never heard that. And then that was one of the things I was just like, okay, cool. You need to like really, really, really take better care of yourself. Or
Can you explain to the people listening what sickle cell is and what a crisis feels like, and just a bit of information? Because I know people have heard of it, but do they really know what it is and what effect it can have on your body?
Do you know what's so crazy? Last time I said it was a blood disease, someone said it wasn't. But every time I do my research, it is. But basically, my blood cells and your blood cells are shaped differently. So my blood cells are shaped in a sickle shape, and yours like in a circle. So mine don't. And I always say they're just confused. Rather than them, they're meant to like work together as a team. They will attack each other, like just buffoons. I think you look at sometimes when I feel pain, I it's like I see it physically in my head. I'm like, can you work together, please? So it's like, everyone that has sickle cell, it affects them differently. Do you know what I mean? Like, with me, it's my joints. So when I have crisis, it's like my red blood cells and white blood cells, like they're attacking each other, and then I feel it. So there's times when I was younger, it used to mainly be on my top half, and then when I got to like 16, 17, bottom half, like I was meant to have, they've been putting off me having a hip replacement since I was like 17 years old, because like, it was always on my hip, and it was just like the grind and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. So when I have a crisis, it depends. There's sometimes I can have a crisis and I'm like, I can still function and stuff. I just need to be hydrated. But there's times when I have a crisis, I could be standing up. If it's in my leg, bussa, like I'll be on the floor. I can't talk. It's so painful. Like, you literally have to call an ambulance, and the only thing that can help is morphine. And on the flip side of that, imagine I've been on morphine. I'm 32. I've been on morphine since I was a child. My body's so used to morphine, doesn't even feel it sometimes. Mad. So there's times I'm in hospital, I'm getting morphine injection every hour, and I'm literally crying. I'm like, I don't feel any pain relief. Like, my body's so used to it. And there's times they'll have to be mixing different types of morphine to make and then I'll be hallucinating. I'll be calling people at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll be like, the curtain is coming for me. Like, honestly. My friends are like, oh, here we go. They're so tired. But yeah, so like and if you have a crisis, it's really dangerous, because I feel like when I was younger, I used to think having a crisis was one of those things that you just go to the mechanics. The older I'm getting, I'm just like, understanding, like, when you have a crisis, like, you walking back out is a miracle. It's literally a miracle, because it's like your body goes through so much in that hospital, and it's like, even me as an adult now, understanding my health, it's been mad. You know, sometimes you're thinking, I feel like I started having a better understanding of my health in my late 20s, which is sad, because I didn't understand my health growing up. I didn't give myself the care I needed, and I didn't give myself the grace that I needed, because I was speaking before about like showing people grace that have it, and I feel like I always was desperate for that grace from like people around me.
But you didn't even give it to yourself.
And when I look back at it, that's what makes me sad. When I look, because I was always focused on like you said, like there's little things. I remember when I was on a new medication, and I remember it was my friend's birthday dinner. I took the medication. Something funny. Took the medication like.
Why should you keep laughing?
I remember. I took the medication at like maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Why did I wake up the next day? And she didn't talk to me for a year because I missed her birthday dinner.
Yeah. We need to start taking this. Firstly,
there's been a lot of stuff like that.
People are really
do you know what I mean?
Birthday dinners.
No, and it's not even that. It's a sense of like there's no grace. Because I remember the same thing. I had a friend.
Year.
I had a friend like.
So until the next birthday.
Do you know what I mean? No, it was weird. Like, I had a friend like her baby shower. I was there. Even though I was in pain, I was putting everything. I was doing candid table, serving everybody this, that. Like, I was in so much pain that day. Like, she had no idea. But it was her day. I pushed through. by the time like she gave birth to her child and whatever, like I think there was time she was planning like a get together for a child's birthday. I was sick. She didn't talk to me for like 2 years.
But it's the child's birthday.
What?
But it's actually the child's. But it's actually no offense here. But it's actually the child. Like my friends don't need to be at my child's birthday.
No, but it's like
maybe when I have a child, I feel differently. But you don't need to be there.
Yeah, but it's a sense of
children
like
of their own age need to be there.
Do you know what I mean? But in the sense of like when I was young, I feel like I was always there for people, and they didn't understand how hard it was for even me to show up. Because that was another thing as well. Like with my friendship now, having uncomfortable conversations. Like honestly, like. When I didn't have that space in my friendships. So even when I was struggling with stuff, I didn't have the understanding. So I would just suffer it. Like I'm a very internal person with my pain. Like I sit in the dark a lot. I would just sit in my dark. Once I'm well, I'll be like putting the light. I'll be like, right, I'm ready. I'm ready for the world, which is really bad. But now, because I even remember last year in my old place, one of my friends, like she did food shopping for me. Because I was sick. That's she came to drop it for me. So I remember like in my old flat, like there's just a lot of stairs. And then once you even get in the house, there's another lot of stairs. And I remember those times when I was so sick, I wouldn't even order food because I can't cook. And I was thinking, if I order delivery, I still have to go downstairs and I can't move. So when my friend came and dropped like food for me, she was in her car. She just messaged me. She's like, oh, come downstairs and like, and get it. And it literally took me like 30 minutes to like go downstairs because I didn't want to. But when I had that conversation with her and I just said, you know what? For you to come upstairs, it will literally take you 3 minutes. For me, that takes a lot more effort, like my bones. And she got like, that's what I'm saying. There's sometimes I've had the conversation with people and
how did she take personally.
That? She took it, oh my gosh, she literally...
She took it well.
She took it so well. Good. That it made me. That's what I'm saying. Like it makes me.
Made you feel like I should have done this before.
Yeah, no, not even because I've tried that before and I've lost friends.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
That's not a you problem. That's them.
But it used to like then make me not say anything.
Because you don't want to lose friends again.
Do you know what I mean? Because I had a friend once. Like all I said was like, be mindful. Because there was time we went out. We was going out, and it was a couple of days after I had my exchange. So in the day we was out, and I literally nearly passed out. Like she had to like hold on to me. So we sat in my car, just like got myself together, and then when we were separating, like I was going somewhere, she was going somewhere, because I still wasn't feeling well. All I did was I just like, oh, can you wait with me in the queue? She's like, go bye, and she walked off. And like obviously in that moment, I was just thinking, okay, she might not have realised. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just thought to myself, it was like, okay, let it go or say something. So I had a conversation. I was just like, I want to feel safe around my closest friends. Do you know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that I don't go out with because I don't, like concerts, I only go concerts with 2 people. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, if I have a crisis at a concert, they know what to do. And they will never ever make me feel like I've ruined their night. Because that happens a lot. There's so many times where like I go out with people and this people's birthday, I'll be sitting there in pain. I'm thinking, if I open my mouth, we're gonna have to call an ambulance, and so I'll be sitting there firming, and it's not fair on me as well to. So I thought, let me have that conversation with her. I just felt like, and I just said today, like I just felt like it would be nice if you were a bit more mindful of my health. Like I really was struggling to like even stand up, and you saw that, and then I asked you to wait with me, and she took it so personally that it really hurt me. She was like, I'm not a bad friend. I was like, I never said you were. I literally was like, I never said you were a bad friend. I just said,
but you are now.
Do you know what I mean? And I literally was just kind of like, I just obviously I said it because you might not have been mindful of it. It's just something to take into consideration. Like when you're going out with me, you have a friend with a medical condition, just like be mindful of like different things.
Definitely.
Never heard from her again.
Wow.
She even said to me, this was so funny, God forgive me. She even said to me, I'm shocked that you're saying this because I feel like when it comes to your health, I've done everything I can.
Wow. Doctor.
I was thinking, wow, this girl never stepped foot in the hospital to see me.
Yeah, wow.
No, it's weird how people perceive themselves. Yeah, it's like I deal with everything by myself. There's even times where I would be dropping this person around. Like do you know what I mean? Like catering to this person. I've never asked for anything. And the one time I asked you to be mindful. So when things like that happen, you don't want to. If something else happened, you're thinking, let me not say anything. So when you say things to friend, like when I told my friend that, she literally started crying, and it made we literally cried, and she was just like, it never occurred to me like something so simple for me would take you a lot more effort. And since then, honestly, like I notice like the effort that she makes, like just even little things, like if we go food shopping, like because we live quite close, sometimes we'll do our food shopping together, she will never let me carry anything because she knows that I will just do it. Or even if like she's noticed in like she FaceTime me in the morning and I'm not feeling too well or whatever, like just little things, she'll be like, I've cooked, I've come to drop you dinner. Like honestly,
so lovely.
Honestly, like those are the friends that I have, and I'm just like, I'm so blessed because it makes me deal with my health better. Because even if I'm going out with them and I'm like, do you know, I'm not feeling too well today, they will literally be like, okay, cool, you need to rest. Go and sleep before you get ready. If you're not feeling well, let us know. Whereas my old friends in the past, I couldn't do that. I'll be suffering in silence, honestly. Yeah, and do you know what I mean? I'm so happy because I've in a better relationship with my health. I'm able to kind of like set the boundaries of kind of like the kind of friendships that I want. So me understanding my health has helped with my friendships as well, because before it's like, how can you even relate something to someone that you don't understand?
Yeah.
So it was that,
Before we get out of here, can we please talk about Krept and Sasha and the nursery fees?
Do you know what? Explain. I've seen that on Twitter.
Please.
It was the most embarrassing thing I've seen in my life.
Before we say anything, celebrities, stop telling us your business. I beg of you.
It's true.
Sasha, if you heard this, Sasha's friends.
I think she's learned her lesson. I feel like she probably regrets it so much.
So what did she do?
Sasha's friends, let her know. So I get why she did what she did, but Sasha, put close friends. Us commoners can't relate, or not that we can't relate, but
why do celebrities post things on close friends? Someone in their close friends always leaks.
But that's the porn. They're not gonna. I don't think they're releasing the nursery fees. If you do, that's a bit.
Like you say, the porn.
Isn't that what happened to?
Yeah, we've been seeing it a few times. I was like, stop posting.
So Sasha was like, when she, you know, they got that cute baby.
Yeah.
So she was saying how it's annoying. Like if your child, Jazz will probably know more, but if your child is sick, and you take them to nursery.
It's a scam, basically.
You still have to pick them up, right? Cool. But you still have to pay for that day. And she's saying that they split it 700 each, right? I think it is.
700.
So even if your child is sick, you don't get... No, for the month. No, so it's like 700. What is that? For
1,400.
Right,
1,400.
Yeah. So you don't get refund for that day, although a week. You don't.
Even if you go on holiday, you know, they still...
nurseries are... No, they might have.
They're a scam.
They're a scam.
Yeah, they're a scam.
Sorry, we'll be learning from home.
Learning from home.
I'll be like 1+1.
But they get to meet friends.
They'll socialise later. But I'm not joking. But it's just, I think it's mad. Because I always think, I remember those time I was working with woman, she had 3 kids under 3.
Nah, that's Leah.
That's
Leah.
$3,000.
That's Leah.
That's $3,000 a month.
I'm just like, she even said, she literally was like, she's paying more than her mortgage. Like, like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Nah. So she said she's frustrated, and I get her frustration.
So okay.
You know, I don't get no refund, and you're sick at home.
So imagine that's her complaint. Her complaint is right? just that I still have to pay even though my child isn't going.
Because I was seeing a lot of conversation, but I didn't know where it was. Like,
as soon as she posted, I put my story. I said, "This woman should not.
She messed up.
Should not have told us this information, because come and see people were doing.
Should a millionaire be splitting?
I was seeing that. I was seeing a lot of like.
Should she be having to pay at all?
Do you know what?
When he's a millionaire,
because I feel like I'm conflicted with this, because I'm strong independent black woman, and all my life I had to fight. Like, literally, I'm that kind of. So part of me will be like, yeah, I would like split, but in my head I'm thinking, no, why should I split with a millionaire? Like, especially if I don't know. It depends on. I don't know how much she's.
Yeah.
On.
He's saying that she's on 6 figures, nearly a millionaire herself.
From his backing, from his doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Do you know, I feel like if it works for them, it works for them.
I think that oh my god, ignore me. So I think she's like she's doing well as an influencer. She's worked with brands like Mugler, JD. Wow. She's had a collection with Inda Stuff, so she's doing well. She's making good money.
Yeah,
and I think it does make sense that she could be potentially making 6 figures. And then Krept even said, so basically what happened was there was a Clubhouse group, and this is when I said, this is too ghetto.
Yeah.
But like, okay, Sasha told us the information, cool. But now, and then there's discourse on online. Okay, cool. But now there's a Twitter space, and people are coming to the stage to be like, I don't know why she's splitting her bills with a millionaire. This is ridiculous. You girls are, you're really stupid. All this stuff. You're calling her, all this stuff, going ham on Sasha, calling Krept a bad baby dad, all this stuff, right? Krept comes in. Firstly, can I just say, she said they split the nursery fees. She didn't say they split everything else.
Exactly. No one knows about anything else.
I was going to say that. We don't know how all the other bills are.
So you confidently...
He might be paying for everything, and
exactly.
That's the one thing they split.
So
that might be the one thing where she said, no.
Yeah, she might even be like, no,
I'm going to pay
we don't
half
know.
of it. Yeah, we don't know.
He might have even offered. You don't
exactly.
know.
So, again, we don't know, but yet these people confidently, one girl confidently said how she's splitting her all the bills with the man.
And there was one girl that said, I don't even care about what he's put aside for her in her future. What about now? What about now? Is the future helping
she's
now?
Not complaining, and she does she look like? Did you see her on the bridge?
This is not her baby dad.
Do you know what I mean?
fine.
It's like, did you see her on the bridge begging for pennies?
This is not her child. And
I could understand.
She's saying it doesn't matter. She said, I don't care.
She said she don't care.
I don't care about the future.
Oh.
What about now?
So the most embarrassing, like honestly, I think Manny quote tweeted someone that said that they had Manny said that he had third hand embarrassment. Not second, third.
Not second.
Krept entered the room and said, hey, and you know it's Ramadan, so he's fasting. You can't go on a mad one.
Oh yeah.
I even, God bless him, because I would have got somebody to go on a mad one. So he came in gingerly, smallly, like, just calmly. You could see how calm he was in his tone. He said, guys, how do you confidently know my situation? And I just felt so embarrassed for everybody.
People
and
run.
The thing is, everybody was on smoke when before, right? But apart from one girl.
But one day on smoke. Was Sasha on smoke?
No, Sasha wasn't in the room.
No, I'm saying, did Sasha beg everybody to be on smoke?
But you know what people saying? People said that maybe Sasha did this in a way
I saw that
to
tweet.
get people to cuss Krept.
Shit, I would do
get
that. That's some shit.
I'll
be like, get him. I'll be in the comments like, get him, guys.
Get him.
I'll be like, today I had to pay this bill today.
I'll be like, just paying the bill that I love to pay with my daughter.
I can't believe I had to call the water company to get this bill.
She could have done that. But no, it's crazy that people will
confidently.
This generation, people will take.
This generation,
they would take paracetamol for your own headache. I don't do that. I'm not in the business. Sometimes there's times I'll even be on Twitter, I'll be seeing something. I'm like, I'll be getting into it, and I'm thinking, well, this is not your own
group chat. I would send it to the group chat and talk to my friends there. We don't need to do it on friends. No, but it was the way that people switched their tone, and they were like, no, I wasn't Krept. Listen, I was talking about it from a general point of view. I wasn't even talking about your situation. I was talking about if I was
really?
to be with a millionaire.
But yet you were in this space talking about.
I couldn't believe it.
No, Clubhouse is wild.
It's wild.
Clubhouse is. I think I've only even been on. I was only on it when it came out. I was just like,
in the beginning,
and it was so mad because the title of the room was "Should Sasha pay for Krept?" What blah blah blah. Then they changed it as soon as he entered. They changed it to "Should you be stressing with a millionaire?" Just to make it more general. But it was just so unbelievably ghetto.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
Oh my days.
Definitely a low
I'm sure if she couldn't. I really feel like she probably wanted to go hard. There's some people that just feel like I want to feel like I'm doing something.
Maybe like I'm doing something. And that's
I'm sure if she couldn't afford it, I'm sure he wouldn't be making her.
Yeah.
He even said, bless him, because he felt like he had to explain himself. He was like, I don't even know why I have to do this, but he said it would even be easier for me to be paying it, paying it myself or whatever. And he said, but I've done a lot for her to put her in a position where she's nearly a millionaire herself, and you don't know anything else that I do for my child.
And the thing is, he was kind of like he was insinuating I do more. Like, as in, like, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he said I pay for where they live.
I was gonna say he probably
even
don't. You
put
never
them
know.
a house.
Do you know what I mean? Because that's his child's gonna be.
Yeah. But the thing is, I don't know why people need to hear that from him.
Exactly.
So they can go to bed at night and be like, I can go to bed sleeping well.
Because
his baby.
I was gonna ask, what do you think about celebrities like addressing stuff?
Give me an example. In what manner?
Like with that example, like, do you think he should have addressed it? I would be like, I wouldn't have addressed that.
No, I wouldn't have addressed it.
I wouldn't have addressed it.
But I did like the fact that he entered the room because the embarrassment that they felt, I think they needed to feel that.
I respect him because I would enter the room on smoke.
Yeah.
I'm like, so who's trying shit then?
No, but I would have entered, but maybe not said anything.
Oh yeah.
No, do you know what I would have done?
I would have entered on another person's page and then you would hear my voice.
Yeah, that would have been sick. Do you know what I would have done? I would have entered and I'd be like, yo, make me the host.
Yeah.
I'll wrap the whole end. I'll end the whole chat. I'll just end everything. I'll end it all.
End it. No, it's true. No, he's very calm, especially Ramadan. I would have probably been like, what is your own? I'd be like, you don't pay the 700. Like, I would literally, I'm that kind of like, what the hell?
But the thing is, I don't even want to make this sound rude, but like a lot of people on that stage, if they were in a situation like this, he's not paying everything. Okay. Actually, no. Because it's about a millionaire. But I just feel like we live in a generation where everybody loves to do this fantasy.
Yeah.
You know, he will pay the mortgage and I will pay the bills. But there's so many people where I've seen a lot of married couples and that's not the reality.
Yeah.
But we live in this fantasy And I say fantasy, it would be amazing if he paid the mortgage.
And also as well,
but it's not like that.
I've noticed with people, like, they do it with Rihanna as well. Like, if someone's a millionaire or billionaire, they think they have that physical amount in their account. I'm just like, do you understand? A lot of these are tied in assets and like all of. So he might be a millionaire, doesn't mean he has like. At least he's just doing what works for him, and they're doing what works for them. That's what you have to do in this life. So people need to stop pocket watching. Because I've noticed that once they hear millionaire, they think it's like. You have to understand, people became millionaire because they were smart. And do you know what I mean? They didn't. If you're throwing your money away, you're not going to become a millionaire. So it's like there's a lot of that. So obviously, and to maintain that million, you have to have some sort of like way of spending it as well. So people need to take that into. Because I see a lot of people doing that with Rihanna. Like, she's a billionaire. Why is she shopping at Target? Remember when she was like.
Looking at the baby clothes.
Yeah, when she was dropping out. Dude, like, she's a billionaire. I'm thinking, do you think she actually has 1 billion in the like physical account? Maybe she does, but
and I'm not gonna lie. If I was like super, super rich, I think I would want to do those normal stuff.
Yeah, it's like a baby. Don't throw up on it. And are you gonna go buy Gucci? I'm not gonna buy like Gucci.
I would not want to go shopping at Gucci for my child. Like, I would want to feel as normal as possible. Do you know what I mean?
I'm naturally a bargain hunter, so I'm always looking for the cheapest.
Babies grow out of their clothes way too quickly.
So, because I remember when my friends were giving birth, like. Those clothes that I would buy, they'd even end up like wearing it. You had to end up giving it away.
And remember, this is the same Rihanna that travelled on the Jubilee line to her own concert in London. Like, she wants to be normal. She went to Winter Wonderland, I think it was, in the disguise.
Oh, really?
Like, she wants to be. She wants to be a normal person. So,
and I feel like because she got famous at like 17 years old. So I feel like she's had time like to have that be grounded in there. Just because you have money does not mean you be buying.
I think there was a footballer that was spotted in Poundland.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, and I think the Daily Mail wrote about it.
Yeah.
And it's number one, like, why is that news?
Yeah.
But also,
what do you think about it? I love it.
But the thing is, I love going Poundland. Why am I gonna spend?
When I'm in Poundland, I'm like, wow.
Do you know what I mean? Like, why am I?
No, Poundland, their party section.
Not the party section.
No, they do amazing stuff, you know. Because I remember I used to always do my dinner parties and stuff. Yeah. No, the things you find in Poundland, you find some gems. I'm like, £1. I did 5 of this. Because so honestly,
the stuff you're getting in, like, what did they want me to? Did they want me to get the Poundland stuff in Harrods?
Exactly, especially.
I don't know. Like, what do they? I don't know.
Especially, I compare prices. Like, if it's even in Lidl, there's sometimes there's certain things that the same price in Tesco. I get from my mum. My mum be like, it's 20p in Tesco.
But I don't know why I'm such a. It's very hard for me. This is so embarrassing. But sometimes when I'm buying sanitary towels, and it'll be like £2.90.
I can't believe it.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
I'm like, what the bloody hell? But when I'm buying perfume, it's £90. I'm like, oh my God, okay, that's totally fine.
I feel like sanitary should be free.
Yeah.
It's not especially like I wish
it's knowing that you're buying it by force.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
I didn't choose to be a woman.
Yeah,
I actually didn't.
I didn't choose to bleed this month.
I didn't choose to have this period.
Yeah.
Apparently, Tesco's have doubled their price in their sanitary. Yeah, I think that's in line with inflation. I'm not too sure.
But
they keep doing that. They keep doing that to make people get the club card.
On sanitary towels. That's
everything, because I've noticed everything on their price is like £100 on club card.
£25. You know what? I said it. They will do on Mildew, and they did.
Really?
They did it. Yeah, they did.
Because even the other day I went to buy some alcohol, and like literally it was like £10 difference on club card prices.
Yeah, because there's a couple in front of me in Tesco's, and what they came, you know, when you do self checkout, and everything came up to £45. I said, who the hell uses self checkout and something comes up to £45? Then they put the Tesco club card. All I see is £25. I said, wow.
Yeah, no. When I went to buy alcohol, I was buying alcohol for like the little screening that I had on Thursday, and I didn't have the club card. We got to the I think it was like £100 and something. We got £40 off.
£40. What?
And it wasn't even my club card, it was my friend. I was just like...
Yeah, because even I was at the till, and I couldn't get my club claps app to come up, and the guy goes to me, oh, don't worry, maybe you can get the person behind you. I said, so they can get my points. And the thing is, I remember Aloni tweeting this, and I was thinking, there's no way these people are doing it, but they really are giving the points away to because it's a real Hunger Games. People are really wanting the points.
I need to go.
But the points are not giving. Okay,
I need to go get the card there because I think about the points I gave my friend the other day.
No, I just get the card on your phone.
You need to get the card. Get the app.
The thing that's mad is the points work like when from obviously we got the example I gave before from 49 to 25. Cool, but on the app it's telling me I got £1 voucher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they do.
What's £1?
No, it comes in handy. You know.
You're a real bargain hunter. 1 singular pound.
I remember when I was younger, my mom would send me to Tesco to buy my mom would buy things. She would send me to Tesco with just vouchers to just buy 29 tin tomato.
Wow.
24 plum tomato. Like, I used to be there at the till. Like, here's my vouchers.
Did you ever get confused with plum tomato and peeled plum?
Yeah.
Is it? So
chopped.
Chopped.
I used to be there just stressing.
No, I actually reminded my mom of this the other day. She's literally denying it. I was like, no, Mom, I remember this same example that I just said. My mom, I think she sent me to buy. She gave me a specific number, like you have to buy either 25 chopped or 25 like the whole one or whatever. Yeah. And I think I got it mixed up. Why did my mom send me back to Tesco with all of them?
Receipts?
With all of them.
Oh my days.
And when I was reminding my mum, a couple of weeks ago, she was like, why would I do that? We're going to blend it. I was like, yes. I was like, you made me. I was literally, imagine I was like 15 and imagine pushing them trolleys as well. People were laughing. I had to go back there and then go to the till and then be removing it.
Oh my days. That's too much.
I was thinking, this woman is so wicked.
Yeah, she's wicked. I don't actually miss the days of my parents sending me to shop. Honestly. There was one time my dad sent me to go and buy like a mobile and I lost the receipt. And I was looking everywhere.
No, those days were scary.
Stress.
Do you know where that happened to me? It was in year 7. We went to Fort Park. I was on a ride. My mom gave me £20. She said, I want 15. I want my £15 change.
15?
I want my £15 change. But back in the day, like, £4-5 was a lot of money. Yeah. You get buses for like 40p. And then I remember I was on Fort Park. The ride turned me upside down. Oh, in the air. Oh, and you saw
you saw me come out. Oh my days.
And I was seeing people on the floor. I was like, of course my mom didn't believe me.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to hear any story. I just want my change. I was like, no, mom, it's gone. It's not coming back. That was stress.
Do you remember that times when your parents send you to shop, and then you come back and they don't ask for the change? So you don't give it to them. My dad will be like this. Come back. My
mom didn't even do that. My mom, she won't give you the money for the actual prices. She's giving the money that she's haggled in her head.
Haggled, you can't haggle Tesco.
No. If Papa was sending me to the market, for example, something's like maybe £3, £4, £5 or whatever, she'll give you £4 because she's like,
just tell him.
Don't give him £5. Yeah. She's like, they're thieves. And I'll be going there and I'll be like, but my mommy said.
I think that would have given me anxiety as a child. Like that's a lot.
No, my mum's haggling used to give me that. People used to give her the prices so she would go away. That my mum is a hag. Like, do you know what we used to do? And I used to get so embarrassed. Let's say something was like £10 and she's haggled it to like £6. It's probably taking her £20 there to haggle it to £6. And the man's just finally agrees. She'd be like, £5 now.
My mum does that kind of stuff, and I'm just like, please, like, cool down. It's too much.
Do you study here? I'm going. I can't think you just study here for £4. and then the man would be like, just go, just take it. And I literally just just go. My mom, and she'll be like, okay, next shop, and she'll start again.
I need to take your mum into when I'm looking at properties.
No, but I feel like imagine you could haggle it. My mom would be haggling. Honestly,
I need to take her.
But I used to hate it as a child. But I feel like now I've turned into a haggler. Oh my gosh. Even if I'm on eBay, because I
oh no,
that's me on Depop, bruv.
No, because I'm literally like, I love vintage and I collect like vintage. Even if I don't wear it, I will collect vintage clothing and stuff. Yeah, so like that's a big fix. So I'll be seeing stuff, and because I know they don't. I have an eye for vintage clothes. So I know how much it's worth, and they'll be sending like a raw leather jacket for like £5. They don't know the price. I'm like, £3.50, and they'll take it. I always haggle, and they'll still accept it. Always.
How much is that worth, really, though?
That's worth like 200.
Wow. More.
Leather is
£3.50. That's how much a noodle costs without the cup card.
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like, I don't know why, but I've been collecting like vintage clothing for about 15 years. Like, yeah. Literally, I have suitcase. Like,
You're going to have a timeless wardrobe. That's amazing.
Honestly, like, I even want to start like a business and start like, you know, when people just, things that you won't find people wearing again. Like, or like, I just want to like, but I just love vintage clothing and I know the worth. And people start selling this stuff. I even found, there's a lime blazer that I'm always wearing on my Instagram. Let me even find it.
Where's it from?
eBay. It's Christian Dior.
Wow.
And how much did you get it for?
This one was expensive. I'll say expensive because it came as a suit. So he actually came with a pencil.
Oh, that's cute.
A matching pencil. I have never worn it together. I think I got both of it for like 35.
35. And you said it's expensive.
No,
hold on. Cool down.
That was me. That was me. I was just let me pay.
We got to go,
Christian Dior.
Yeah, sorry guys, we got to go. Tell them where they can find you, Nikki.
I'm on Instagram and Twitter on Nikki Fagbemi. That's NIKKIFAGBEMI. It's the same on Twitter and Instagram.
And don't forget to check out her show.
Why Me? Yes. On Now TV. Remember, you can download the free trial as well.
That's right. We've been Black Girls Living. I don't know why I said that. We never say that. But yes, have a blessed week, guys. You know where to find us on socials.
Yep. Alrighty. We out.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for having me.